Hello everyone, in this video I will discuss with you what Dreams for the PS4 is, who this game is for, and whether you should buy it or not. And let's start right away. Dreams for the PS4 is an incredible creation engine for all kinds of enthusiasts. You can make sculptures, paintings, music, animations, full-length cartoons, and even full-length games. It seems like everything is perfect. But no, Sony is doing something extremely weird. The latest PS4 Dreams trailer actually advertises this product as a full-on video game where you have thousands of games to play created by players just like you. And I don't know who watches this trailer and thinks to himself, yay, more than 1,000 games, there is of course no catch to it. Just plain misinformation. I don't know where Jim Ryan is looking, and I haven't witnessed Sony misadvertise things ever before 2020. But here we are. I'll talk about Sony's marketing bullshit more in depth in another video. I mentioned the CEO of Sony here because regardless of marketing department, they need to watch what gets advertised and released and advised to their customers. So, is it true that there are over 1,000 games to play in Dreams? Yes. Are those actual games? No. What you get to play are demo versions of the games. Not even beta, not even pre-alpha builds. No creator in Dreams claims that his or her project, so far, and this is important, so far is a finished product. It's work in progress. Some of it isn't even really playable, but released as a game because you have to label your project as something. And when you label it as a game, it gets released as a game, regardless of how finished it is. And thus, you get over 1,000 games. Now, don't misunderstand. I'm not discrediting the creators. No. In fact, it's really awesome what people do. Some people have created proper demos and linked them to Patreon for further funding. Some have created separate levels. Some try to create full-on games, which is very admirable. Why am I bashing Sony then? Well, let's dive in and find out. First of all, what is Dreams?
How do I describe Dreams? Everybody has a different answer to this, but for me, it's basically a social network of creativity. You've got all of the tools that you need to make professional quality games, music, and films, and all you need is a PlayStation 4 and a controller.
Is it a video game? No. Is it a creation engine with a play function? Yes. It's not the first game to be like this. There was a Little Big Planet, there is Mario Maker, Warcraft 3 with a creation kit, but even those are actually more of a game than Dreams. Dreams' main focus is on get creative and create your own thing. In the games I mentioned above, everything circles around one universe and one game. You simply use assets that are given to you to create a game mode, or a level, or a map, which can result in a playable single-player or multiplayer map. Here, the vector is different. You don't create a simple map out of given assets and let people play it. You create your own something. That something may be a game, a movie, a cartoon, a piece of music, a sculpture, a painting, anything. Anything you can dream about. Thus, it's called Dreams. When you finish your creation, you can publish it within the game, and people can have a look at your project in the play mode. After that, they can judge you, they can thumbs up your project if they like it, and leave comments, which is very nice for creators. They create something at instant feedback. That's the dream. No pun intended. Now, Dreams can be compared to the Unreal Engine. Unreal Engine is like Dreams, a creation engine that lets you create pretty much the same things but in a more complex way. Dreams lowers the difficulty of creating things by a lot. However, Dreams also puts a resource limit on how much you can create, which in turn results in creations being rather small. Which brings me again to the ad that Sony released just a few days ago that tells you 1,000 playable games. Knowing that there is a limit to what you can create, you can't assume that the games can be called games. They are demos. Dreams, however, does allow you to create multiple levels of a game and tailor them into one big level and tailor those levels together, which can result in a game. That is true. It has a potential of creating a game like Rayman Legends, Metroid, or even Resident Evil from the PlayStation 1 era, where you have small rooms that are interconnected and create a game as a result. This is what Dreams is. Now, it is indeed possible to create a game, as we established. However, Dreams is 3 months old. 3 months. What game could possibly be made in 3 months? What game could possibly be there to play in 3 months? Development takes time, and let alone 1,000 games. What kinds of 1,000 games will there be to play? You see how much bullshit Sony is doing? Because the only thing that is really to play in Dreams is the level created by Media Molecule. Everything else is a tutorial or a game created by someone, which again, I'm very proud of the community I'm in and I love what I see in the play mode. But marketing the game like this will result in people buying the game, complaining on Metacritic that the game is shit because there is no proper game to play. Well done. What are you doing? The argument some of the community members bring is, well, just wait, there will be some awesome games to play later. Well, then maybe advise the people to buy the game later, not during a pandemic and a financial crisis, maybe? So, who is the game even for? Is it a game for a gamer who wants to get back home, lean back and play? No. Is it for a creative person of any kind that wants to create pretty much anything he or she dreams about? Yes. And for a good year, or at least until Christmas, it's going to stay that way. Again, developing something takes time. It doesn't take 3 months. A year is a good prognosis. Half a year. Only then there will be some good movies to watch and maybe some good games to play. Until now, everything is pretty much work in progress. So be very careful with that advertisement that just got released and the fact that the game is on sale. Very careful. It is not a full-on game and it doesn't have full-on games to play. So now that we got that out of the way, let's review the game for creators. When you start the game, it allows you to play a level and shows you what is possible within the engine. After that, you're thrown into tutorials, hours of tutorials. It took me 7 days to get through them all and to learn how the game works properly, so I could start a project and simply create. Nothing is simple about that. Creating is difficult, but I could start. And after using the engine for 3 months, I still haven't learned everything, so it's both a creative and learning process. The creation process is pretty easy. Everything is organized in a neat way. You have a nice functional menu, however, the simplicity of the engine implies limitations. Like you can't create levels or scenes that are too big. Some key features of any creation engine are missing. Like, there is no coordinate system. There is no model list. You can't import anything. Like, I'm not talking even about models. You can't really import audio. For that, you have to install Remote Play on your PC, launch the game on, well, PC, and then record something from your computer into the Dreams, engine. That's how it's done. Through Remote Play. It's ridiculous. Does it hold you back from creating phenomenal stuff in the game? No. It's just missing, and I think it's fundamental to every single engine. It should be there. So it's worth mentioning if you're a creator. You should know this. The PS4 controller will be your tool for the game, and after 3 months, I got used to it, but I have to say, it's uncomfortable. I wish for a keyboard and mouse. It's rumored that Media Molecule will provide that support later on. Is it a true rumor? It's a rumor. Nobody knows. Of course, if you're uncomfortable with a PS4 controller, just buy the Move controllers and the camera for $200. Why not? Everything is doable with the controller. I can't really complain. It's just a little bit uncomfortable. The only thing that is really in my opinion, not doable with a controller is painting. I mean, painting with a mouse is easier. I'm sure there are some people who paint with the controller, but come on, this is ridiculous. Creating music is fairly easy too. There is an option to use your controller as a MIDI device input, but it has a bit of lag, so it's not really viable. If you ever created music, you know, lag is not good. You have to record and correct the notes later on a little bit. I have to say it doesn't always happen, but it's just annoying to record something with this MIDI device and then in the middle of your recording it lags. Messes up everything. You can go into the notes table later on and correct it there, but honestly, why wouldn't you just go instantly into the note table and write the notes there? If you're serious about creating music, just write the notes. When you're done with your asset, you can publish it and others can use it for free. When you use someone's asset, they get automatic accreditation. So you won't be left out, don't worry about that. And you can make a game entirely consisting out of someone else's assets by adding a bit of logic to it. Logic is added similarly like a Lego robot, if you ever had that. You have functions that you tie together and they do things. I didn't invest much time into it, but a lot of things can be done. Like, for example, simple logic would be your character runs across the level, he hits a wall, that wall explodes, then he jumps into a platform, that platform starts moving, and he jumps onto another platform, and the level is finished. That all requires logic to do. Basically, any model doing something will be tied to logic. You don't have to program anything with code. That code is already embedded in the logic chips, so don't worry about that. All of the published assets, even logic, can be used, and all of the published scenes can be viewed, and all of the published games can be played, which is brilliant again for creators. You release it, everyone sees it, you get feedback, comments, it's awesome. There is one catch for creators though. You won't create anything massive. This is a good tool to get into your talent, but if you're like me and you want to create cartoons, you will have to put Dreams down at some point and switch to Blender eventually. Like, you can create a cartoon in this engine, don't get me wrong, but it won't be that quality of a cartoon that you would create in Blender. Nowhere near. And I could go into this a lot because I have been creating a cartoon for the last 2 months, but that would result in a completely different video. If there is need, I will make a video like that. If you have a simple question as an animator, ask me in the comments below, I will get back to you. And hopefully I can help you out. So for beginners, this is absolutely phenomenal. If you're already a developer or an animator, this might be too little. If you worked in Blender already, if you worked in Unreal Engine already, getting this engine is for fun. It is not for creating a game. This is probably for creating something to showcase, like a demo. But if you're already an established professional, this is purely free time, fun project for you as a creator. I want to create something quickly with the skills I have. That is it. So, who should consider getting this game? A person who has very little experience in digital creation and wants to learn while sharing and getting feedback. This is who Dreams is for at the moment. Half a year from now, it may be suitable even for regular gamers. Until then, regular gamers can skip on this game. That is pretty much all I have to say here at this point as a review. I hope I could clear things up, and I hope I could save you from buying something you don't need to buy because the trailer says so. They're trying to push this game a lot, I get it, but don't sell people something that it is not, okay? Just as the next person, I want this community to be big as possible, but this is not the way. Misadvertising the product, putting it on sale the next day, releasing a demo version the next day. No, like, this is not the way to do it. People will simply buy it, ask for refunds, complain on Metacritic, and the overall score of the game will drop. Lying to customers is not a way to promote your game, especially when you look at the box art. What about this says game? It represents something where you can create something. That's it. That's the box art, and this is the most honest representation of the game. This box art, for now. Like I said, maybe a half year from now, it will be something where you can log in and play full-on games. Until then, it remains a creation engine for creators with a play function, which is great. I hope you guys enjoyed this review. I value a lot being honest about products, and I'm very against misadvertisement and lying to your customers. That's why I do these reviews when I decide to do them. So I hope I could inform you and tell you what this game is, what it is about, should you get it or not, and potentially maybe save your money if you watched the ad and were like, I need to buy this right now. Yeah, I hope this was worth your time. Other than that, I wish you a nice rest of your day, and I hopefully will see you in the next video. Bye.